we'll get started then. I'd like to open the Finance Committee meeting up. And we have one resolution, which is resolution number 55, 2021. Authorization for the chairman of the board supervisors to transfer Lot 8 in the Columbia County Commerce Park to the county IDA for contract listing and sale to the third party.
I'll move that, Yuri.
We have a motion. We have Ron Knott seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain. Sterling.
Okay, and Sarah's going to abstain.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else before the Finance Committee? If not, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have to stay on. We're going to go right to the full board.
Yeah, Oswaldo will shut the public down for right now and we'll get ready for full board.
Okay. Thank you, Oswaldo.
Can I ask a question about the resolution now that it's in? Who's the third party?
Call the Columbia County Board of Supervisors full board meeting to order. Please rise for a moment of silent prayer followed by the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
To the republic
stands
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
Didn't realize my camera was off. I'd like to request the clerk call the roll.
You ready, bud? Basson,
Here.
Weigel,
Here.
Leader,
Here.
Benvenuto,
Here.
Stat,
Here.
Adams,
Here.
Metler,
Here.
Collins,
Here.
Riley, Eldridge,
Here.
Fury,
Here.
Kirsten,
Here.
Ligonia,
Here.
Sterling,
Here.
Mia,
Here.
Chamidas,
Here.
Mussman,
Here.
Scalera,
Here.
Guzzi,
Here.
Hoatling,
Here.
Morel,
Here.
Not,
Here.
Skoda.
Present.
34, 39 present, 96 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. I need a motion to pay the bills, accept the treasurer's report, and file the minutes within the clerk's office.
So moved. Second.
Okay, did you get that, Kelly?
Sherry's
Who
taking the notes.
I'm sorry, who motioned first?
Mike Benvenuto.
Thank you, and then Tistria? Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have one proclamation to read for Black History Month. Now I'm going to ask Sarah Sterling to read the proclamation.
Matt, excuse me, but did you take a vote on that?
Vote on what?
On this, the last thing we just did you take?
No, we don't have to vote on that.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we had a motion and a second.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you're right. All in favor?
all right.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you all set, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Chairman's Proclamation, African American History Month 2021. February marks National Black History Month for 2021, and this year's theme is Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. In addition, February 1st, 2021 is National Freedom Day, which celebrates freedom for slaves. This day honors the signing by Abraham Lincoln on February 1st, 1865, of a joint House and Senate resolution that would later become the 13th Amendment, outlawing slavery. Locally, we remember Colonel David S. Coles, who received authority on July 19th, 1862, to raise the 128th Regiment, consisting of African-American soldiers from both Columbia and Dutchess counties. It was organized in Hudson and mustered into service on September 4th, 1862. After leaving Hudson, they would travel first to Baltimore and then New Orleans. In 1863, this unit was assigned to General Sherman's division and was recognized for the capture of Gainesville in April of 1864. The 128th was also noted for service in the siege of Port Hudson. The leader, Colonel Coles, fell during the siege of Port Hudson. The regiment returned with only 400 of the original 960 men and 173 recruits. Over 260 died in the service of the Civil War. This year, in National Black History Month, we remember the efforts of the 128th Regiment and the families of the gallant members who supported their soldiers so much. The sacrifice of these soldiers and their families is an example to us all. I hand in the Privy Seal of the County of Columbia at the Supervisor's Chambers in Hudson, New York, on this 12th day of February in the year of our Lord, 2021, by Matt Morrell, Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. And I also want to thank our county historian who put that proclamation together.
Nice job. Very nice.
I also noted in looking this up that because of the 13th Amendment always irritates me because there's still slavery allowed. And apparently in December 2020, lawmakers introduced the Abolition Amendment, which would tweak the language of the 13th Amendment, hopefully to outlaw all slavery. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, next I would like to ask the clerk to read the resolutions.
Okay, resolution 11 of 2021 through 19 of 2021 by Supervisor Sterling.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 20 of 21 through 27 of 2021 by Supervisor Ligonia.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second by Benvenuto.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Carried.
Okay, resolution 28 and 29 by Supervisor Scalera.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay, resolution 30, we're gonna have by Supervisor Scalera. However, there's a secra that needs to be completed. Is that correct, Rob? Fitzsimmons, I believe, is going to conduct that.
Yes, Kelly, that's correct. With the resolution number 30 is adding 7 parcels into the agricultural districts in the county, specifically Ag Districts number 9 and number 10. This was prepared by Patrice Perry, but before we can actually add those parcels into the agricultural district, we have to do our SECRA or environmental review. And a lot of you supervisors are familiar with this because you do it in your local towns when you pass local laws. But Kelly has put up the part 1 information that has been distributed, and I am going to take us through the part 2 with the suggested answers. And if anybody has any questions or concerns, we can discuss them. So the part 2 is seeking to find if there will be any significant environmental impacts by adding these parcels to the agricultural district. So the first question is, will the proposed action create a material conflict with adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? The proposed answer is no or small impact. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of the land? The proposed answer is no to small impact. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? The proposed answer is no or small impact. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the creation of a critical environmental area? The proposed answer is no. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? Proposed answer is none. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Proposed answer is none. Will the proposed action impact public-private water supplies or public-private wastewater treatment utilities? Proposed answer for those is none. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? Proposed answer is no. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, such as wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, or fauna? Proposed answer is no. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Proposed answer is no. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? The proposed answer is no. With those being the proposed answer, if the supervisors are in agreement with those answers, we would make a finding through resolution number 30's adoption that placing these 7 parcels into Ag Districts 9 and 10 will not have a significant negative environmental impact.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move it.
All right, I'm sorry, who made that motion?
I'll make that motion. Supervisor Basson will either make it or second it.
Collins made it.
All right, Donnell made the
Basson will second.
motion. Okay, and Supervisor Basson seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Rob, we're good to move on now?
Yep, we can move on to 31, which is actually placing those parcels in the ag district now that we've done the environmental review that's required.
Okay, so resolution 31 of 2021 and 32 of 2021 by Supervisor Scalera.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second.
Second the motion.
All right, we have a second from, I believe Sarah was first.
Yes, she was.
I'm sorry?
She was.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. This is a rowdy group tonight.
I was gonna say Supervisor Basson, you're just right on those motions in seconds.
Okay, I'm sorry, resolution 33 of 2021 through 40 of 2021 by Supervisor Bury.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Second, Benvenuto.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 41 of 2021 to 50 of 2021 by Supervisor Skoda.
Supervisor
Mr. Chairman, I
Skoda.
offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second, Benvenuto.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 50 of 2021 to 55 of 2021 by Supervisor Stats.
Supervisor Stats.
I'll move these resolutions.
I'll
Second the
second.
motion.
Second, Supervisor Basson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is that it, Kelly?
That is,
Okay, thank you. Do any supervisors have any business to bring before the board?
Chairman Morrell, I just have a question. I'm looking to compile a town-by-town comparison of pay rates, and so I'm going to be emailing all supervisors asking if you can share with me either your payroll document, your budget document that shows how much each position makes per hour or salary, and I will compile it into a spreadsheet and share it with every town so that everyone can have an idea if you're underpaid, overpaid compared to other county positions. So I hope everyone could respond to that email with that information, and then I'll share the spreadsheet with everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ron Caponera may have a head start on that because he prepares a town-by-town comparison every year. So that may be helpful as well.
I did look at that document. It's more budget line, so it doesn't really, like if there's a court clerk and a deputy court clerk that are all in a point one, it doesn't really break it out specifically, but I can start there, definitely. Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other business?
Real work to do.
Yeah, how's Jack Knapp doing now that the cases are dropping a little bit?
Well, he's busy now doing vaccinations. He did, I think we have 3 pods this week, 2 of which are second vaccinations for people who received their first. They're busy. They're very busy. Between that, contact tracing, testing as well. I mean, it's been hectic.
Well, tell them we're grateful. Thank you, Chairman.
Well, thank you. I will. Anybody else have any other business?
Yes, Supervisor Stats. I just had a question about the vaccinations for the highway departments. I know we've talked about this before and they were considered non-essential, but in my eyes, I think we need to reconsider that with the snowstorms we've been getting in the past here. That I think all our highway departments, town and county, should be moved up or made available for these vaccinations as soon as possible. Where are we with that?
Well, it's, I believe they're considered essential, but that call is made by the state and the governor's office in terms of who gets the vaccinations. For example, we just did a whole pod of grocery store workers because they're on the front lines, seeing people all day, every day. with face-to-face contact. So we just did a pod of them. We've done pods with school teachers because, being with the students. I know that we did a pod with some of our DSS employees, again, because they're going into people's homes and, doing face-to-face contact with people. We can advocate, Ray, for highway workers. I know we just advocated via a letter for like our DMV employees who do face-to-face contact, our solid waste employees who do face-to-face, with customers. We can also advocate for highway workers as well.
I think it would be very important to do that because obviously anybody, we get these storms, anything, if we lose our county highway department or even our town highway departments, all the residents will suffer. So, I mean, all it takes is a case in the department to really raise havoc. So I think we really should reconsider this and push for our county, even if it's not allowed in the state.
I had brought this up once before. Because I know water and sewer were considered essential as well, because they work with the municipality water, and they were ahead of the highway department, but I understand the need because we had to shut down our water sewer department. We had one person going in at a time because of a COVID. And we were getting ready to run the teams again for the highway department, 3 and 3, which makes it difficult, and have the water and sewer sit and ride wing. So it is a tough spot to be in.
I had the same problem with our water and sewer department. We had 3 people that were quarantined out of 5. So
Yeah.
We had
the
I
whole
think
bunch
Ray
go out,
is
including
right.
me.
If the highway departments go down in the middle of February, we're going to all be in very serious trouble. So making them essential sounds like a really good thought.
Yep, because they are
Yeah, I think the
essential,
League
but
of
not on the
Superintendents
COVID
did
list.
petition the governor for that.
Mhm.
we can advocate, but again, the call is not ours at this point in time.
Understood.
But
Understood.
we will advocate.
Yep.
Anything else? I saw somebody had her hand up. Supervisor Adams.
Just have one question. I was curious to know if any of the towns had appointed rather than elected highway supervisors. And if they did, they could reach out to me. We're undergoing that conversation right now, and I'd just like to understand what other people's experiences have been. So if you could reach out offline, I would really appreciate it.
I think the one I'm aware of is Gallatin.
So we kind of just passed a local law in January going to an appointed, and we're holding our special election referendum this summer. Ours has been received very widely as accepted. So once I go through that election process, I will be happy to share the procedure at least.
We're doing it right now, Brenda, and we're going to have it this month. Our public hearing is this month, and we're going to do the election in the spring. So we're already halfway through the process.
I may be in touch with both of you a little later to find out some more. Thank you.
Germantown as well, Brenda. We're doing it as well this year. We're going to have it on the ballot in November.
Okay.
And our plan was to do it this year, pass the local law this spring and have it on the ballot in November. But am I hearing from Supervisor Ligonia and Supervisor Skota correctly that we could have a special election just for that vote?
You can have a special election. The problem with putting it on in November is if it gets voted down and you didn't give anybody an opportunity to run for that position early on when the caucuses are going on, you're going to hurt your town. What are you going to do if the election's in November and it gets voted down and you don't have anybody else?
We have a 4-year term and he's not up for 2 more years, but I was thinking a special election might have a better chance of passing. You're going to have people show up that are, supportive of it as opposed to.
We're doing a special election for that purpose, so that'll give an opportunity to the parties to run an individual if it gets voted down. That's why we're doing it, and we're not pushing in our town in any way, shape, or form for it or against it. Obviously, our board is supporting it, but it is going to be voted on by the town. It's up to the town's people to decide whether they want it or not. If they don't want it, then that's fine. Then they'll run. Our superintendent is up this year and he's not running again. That's the reason we did it that way. But we want it because that could cause a big issue for you as supervisors if you push in any one direction. So we're just going to put it out there. We're going to have an election. The people in the community will decide. If it's voted in, great. If it's not, then we'll run somebody.
Okay.
So we actually passed our law last fall, but we didn't meet the time requirements to get it onto the November ballot. So we passed it again in January, and we're holding a special election, just like Supervisor Lagonia said, so that if it doesn't pass, we can run candidates in November.
So did you, we talked about a special election and there was pushback associated with the cost of a special election. You didn't have any pushback about the cost of the election?
So I had a conversation with Ken Dow from the Board of Elections with our attorney, and it's our assumption that this cost would fall on the Board of Elections, not the town.
Is it going to be done during the primary period?
We left it to the Board of Elections to set the date, which would be most convenient for them, and they haven't told us the date yet.
Okay.
Okay, thanks,
Okay, anybody else? Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Rob, it's your last chance.
Well, I will say, before people jump off, while people are jumping off, probably in 2 weeks, I was going to have a special meeting to talk about COVID again, similar to what we did a few weeks back. I thought it would be the Wednesday before the Finance Committee meeting, only because we have nothing going on then. That would be a good time to have a meeting. And also, in the future, I wanted to do a more extensive update on the budget, where we are at this, particular point in time, because we are closely trying to monitor the budget to see how things are going. So,
Great.
all right. Thank you all. I need a motion to adjourn.
Benvenuto.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I won't say opposed. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Aye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Sarah?
everybody.
Good night. Sarah, are you going to talk to, you said you've got a meeting with Reverend Kim after this?